let me give you an example using this thing, right? So we're gonna, I don't wanna delete this. So let's just say this is sales, right? This is sales. Um, so we had $2,000 in the first month. We had let's just say $3,000 in the second month. We had 3,000, yeah, this dollars in the fourth month. We had let's say $5,000 the next month. 8,000, 9,000. How many? This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Oh, 30,000. 11, 12. Alright. Right? Let me also get this so that I'm able to track the time. Okay, let's say these were your sales for a month, and you want to say, hey, how much did I make in the first um, 6 months, right? So, I mean, you could do this, right? You could say, okay, so profit uh, for for 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. You don't have to give long names like this, but I'm just doing this so that I remember what this means. I mean zero. You can just do sales. 1 plus, oh sorry, 0, because it starts from 0. Sales 0 um, plus sales all the way up to sales 6 months, right? Or using the while loop, you can just say, you know what, let's give this value 0, right? 0, right? Oh, why is this thing? No. Yeah, let's give this 0, and then we're going to create a while loop. So we're going to start with I. We're going to give it the value that is equal to 0 to correspond to this value here. And then what we're going to do now, since I is 0, we're going to have to find a way to add all these things, and 2i is 5, which is the sixth term here, right? Yeah, so let me just draw that for you. We're going to have to do the same here. Sales, add sales, you know uh, starting from sales 0 corresponding to this one, because this is 0, 0, 1 up to 12. So 0 up to 5, right? So clear all. Let me just do this first, so just so you remember. So 0 here, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, right? Okay, now yeah, so now you have sales 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 5. I just want these ones, right? So I set a variable, I call it I, and what I do next is, using the notation for the while loop, I say while, right? You see it has a special color. This I is less than 6. I'm putting 6. You're wondering why 6? Well, I want it to go up to 5, right? So one thing you should also note in programming, right, is that less than, you should also get the meanings of these. How what you should get, like, understand what less than means, right? So if, let's say, I want to count up to 5, right, I'll say count up to no greater than 5 will mean less than or equal to 5. I think that's confusing. Let's say I want to count up to 5, right? I can say count up to less than 6, right? Anything less than 6 is 5 going downwards, right? So always make, especially when you're doing this with these loops and all these things, right? Always take that into note, right? Because if I put 5 here, 5 is not less than 5, right? So you always, sometimes, especially when you're using the greater one there, you have to put a number that you have to take that into consideration, basically. So undo. Oh no. Okay, let me just do that 5 here. Yeah, so you always have to take that into consideration. So whilst this I is less than 6, right, meaning that whilst it's less than anything here, 6 going and above, right, um, right, run this, right? So profit for the first 6 months, I want that to equal to profit for the first 6 months, meaning I want this value, right? This variable, I'm changing its contents. I want you to take this variable, bring it here, right? I'm not bring it here, but this variable here, I want you to change its context. Now I want you to make this equal to this, meaning equal to what it already is now. And on top of that, right? On top of that, I want you to add sales, right? Now, if you just stop here, it's gonna have an error because sales is a list, right? And it's not a number, right? You can only add numbers and numbers together, and so that would cause an error. But I want you to add sales. Which element of sales? Because there are like 12 of them, right? No, the 11. Yeah, the 12 of them, right? Which one of sales? Well, I want you to start with January, right? And I know that January is 0, right? Now this is the most important part, right? This is now where this I here comes into this I here. This is now when it comes into effect, right? I want you now to you know take sales the ith element, right? Not the ith, but yeah, this element, right? 0, right? Now because I is 0, so you know that okay, sales is corresponding to this 0 here, right? Now when you've done that, right, I want you to take I, right, and equal it to whatever I is before, right? So we see that I is equal to 0, right? I want you now to add I want you now to add let me move this, sorry. Where's the eraser? Yeah, let me move this part. Yeah, so whatever I is, right, I want you to add 1 to it, right? So now what will happen, right? What will happen is that yeah, so what will happen now is that, let me just erase this, just give me a second, let me pause this. Right, so what will happen now, right, is that what the computer will do is, okay, when you run this, right, the computer see, okay, we have this list. This list has 12 elements, right? 12 elements, right? And next thing, he has set this variable, right? Let me get a better line. So he has set this variable here, and he has set its value to be 0, right? Now he has set another variable. He's called this I, and he has set its value to be 0. Now while, meaning, okay, so the PC said, okay, whatever he runs here, I'll have to run it until this condition until this condition is not met, right? As long as this condition is met, right? So while this I that I talked about here, right, is less than 6, meaning it's from anywhere 5 going down, right? 5 going down, right? If let's say I wanted to get the first 9 months, right, our do is less than 10, right? Because by the way, this is 0 base index, so it starts from 0. And if I want to do 9, then I need 9 is less than 10, right? So yeah, so back to what I was saying is that while it's this is less than 6, meaning anywhere from 5 going down, I want you to take this variable here and add it to this variable, the same thing, right? Whatever it has here, whatever magic is happening here, I want you to add it back here. And now I want you to take sales, this thing over here, I want you to take this element of it, which number of it, because this is a list, so it's going to require you to have this, right? Which number do you want of sales? Do you want this term, this term, this term? You say, oh no, this term, 0, right? And then add that to this equation here, right? To this equation here, right? Now when you're done with that, I want you to take this I that is right over here, and I want you to take whatever magic is happening here, and add a 1 to it. Whatever is happening here, I want you to add a 1 to it, right? Okay, oh wow, 9 minutes. I want you to add a 1 to it. Now when you've added a 1 to it, it'll know that, okay, now that when it's finished this, since I've ended it here, it'll now execute this again, come back here. While is I less than 0? My time is almost finished, so I'm going to continue in the next one. I don't want to limit myself. I'll continue explaining the next video.